Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Talking Scared, where, well, sometimes shit doesn't go the way you'd... What? Apologies. This is I suppose you could call him a mini-me, the mini Minister of Darkness, and he has a few things that he would like for you to know yourself as well. Talking Scared is not a family-friendly show. I know, calm down, I'm getting to it. You're so fucking pushy. Sometimes we say things like fucking pushy. Sometimes things come across as violent, grotesque, perhaps even a little fucked up. So consider this, I'm working on it. You are such a fucking prick. So consider this your parental advisory. Sometimes the things that are said on this show are, well, in the words of my beautiful mini-me, a little fucked up. Enjoy. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Talking Scared. Ignore what Trish is doing over there. She's being silly. Got a hammer and
I'm not
screws
being silly. I'm making wine happen.
Yeah, we couldn't find the corkscrew, and she's trying to make it happen right now, and I'm impressed. I'm also worried that at some point in time...
There might be wine everywhere.
Or blood. This could be the bloodiest episode of Talking Scared as glass explodes and goes all over our faces. But either way, it's going to be exciting. And we welcome you to our first ever charity edition of Talking Scared.
I'm very excited about
James, what the fuck are you talking about? I understand you're confused. I was confused too. She's still confused.
What? Why are they confused because of me?
No, I don't think so. But anyways, let's talk about what's happening tonight. Number one, Trish is being ridiculous.
I'm not being ridiculous. I'm after wine.
Number two, tonight, any stars that you give out during this show right now, just like we're going to do all day tomorrow during our 8-hour extravaganza, it's all going to the Santa Rosa Kids House. We've already secured $150 for the Santa Rosa Kids House. That's going directly to them. And any stars that's given throughout this feed right now is also going to go to the Santa Rosa Kids House. And then tomorrow, with 8 hours of live entertainment coming to you, the whole day, any stars that are donated during any of those movies or shows, movies, whatever, we'll see what happens, will be donated to the Santa Rosa Kids House as well. And the reason that we are talking about the Santa Rosa Kids House and what a big deal it is, isn't just because it is an absolutely incredible organization.
Nope.
They are. And they're doing some amazing things. But also, that is one of the biggest goals of this right here, Frighteningly Metal Fest 2, is to, well, donate as much money as we possibly can.
To this specific charity. The Santa Rosa Kids House is what we are trying very hard to get some money for. Working on that goal tonight. So again, any stars that are donated during this show, it's where it's going. The Santa Rosa Kids House, all right? So if you're able to, obviously if you're not, don't. But if you're able to make a little donation, you're able to throw up some stars tonight, it's not going to us, it's going to them. So please, if there was ever a night to do it, tonight's the night. Tomorrow is the day. We want to give out one big, beautiful lump sum on October 30th, and this is how we're going to start working on it.
Yep.
So that we can give them as much money as possible.
Yep, this is the start of it. But also, let's transition off of that for a second. Let's talk about the screen that we have up right now. Frighteningly Metal Fest 2, 9 amazing bands.
Florida, 10. You keep missing one.
10 now. 10 amazing bands that we're going to have. Sepsis is bringing friends. Our headliner is Sepsis. They're bringing a special guest, Bam, is going to be joining them as well. We have We Rise to Fall, who we just had on last Wednesday. Amazing guys doing incredible things. Dying Oath. I know you know all about Dying Oath. You've heard about Dying Oath many times over by now if you've been watching us for any amount of time. Faith and Failure, who is responsible for all of our guest intro videos and the amazing music you hear behind that. That comes from Faith and Failure. Absolutely love them for that. They're going to be joining us again. They are the second band on this list.
They are also responsible for our son singing to the top of his lungs, Leave Me Behind.
Yeah, he is a big fan. He is a big fan of Leave Me Behind. But they are also one of the bands that will be down there with us. Happy Hour Homicide, Surviving September, Nova Omega, Push Button Apocalypse, The Collective Occult, and of course, that's everybody.
I didn't have anybody else. You thought I did, but I didn't. I named them all. Every single one of them.
What the Santa Rosa Kids House is, it is a charity organization to help abused children.
Yeah, and that's what this main push is for. That's what we are looking to accomplish here this evening.
Yep.
And all day tomorrow, as well as the festival itself is
money
trying to
get charity.
Absolutely as much money as we possibly can for that charity. So this is the last time I'm going to say it. Nick or Lindsay, if you're out there in the comments watching, post up a comment for me so I can pin that one about where the stars donations are going. And all that good jazz. And we hope to see you all tomorrow as well for the entire day of live feed. But that's not what things are about tonight. Tonight's about getting to know Cuddly Creatures.
Yep.
The lovely lady behind this lovely gentleman right here. We're going to get to know her very, very shortly. But as always, on any episode of Talking Scared, you know how this goes. There's a little video.
We got gatekeepers. We got fun stuff. I'm pretty excited. I'm still trying to get my wine.
Yeah, no, I am worried that I'm going to lose an eye before this show
is
fucking over tonight. But anyways, here it is. As always, another wonderful guest intro video brought to you by the lovely and beautiful, my wife.
Thank you.
Patricia. We're about to check it out, and we will be right back with you folks in just a couple moments.
Hey, I am ready. And you must be talking good.
I'm the most known unknown, and you're watching Talking Scared.
All right, everybody, welcome. Help me welcome to the show Jenny and her amazing daughter of Cuddly Creatures. We have got the wine open. I don't know where the fucking cork went.
Doesn't matter.
It exploded somewhere. But welcome to the show tonight, ladies.
And they got to watch us do that while you guys were on break.
Yeah, they saw the whole ridiculousness. They don't want anything to do with this anymore. They're just fucking stuck here. They have no other choice but to go through this nonsense now.
I am from West by God, Virginia, and I can open wine.
All right, so let's get to know you all a little bit better. Number one, how on earth are we doing this evening?
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
A little hot up here, so trying to stay cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's been a scorcher.
It's fucking hot everywhere. I think for maybe other than Alaska right now.
It's still probably hot for them in comparison.
What, you think it got up to like 40 degrees today?
It might have.
Anyways, welcome to Talking Scared. I promise it's not an absolute train wreck every night. That's a lie. It is, but still, we love doing it anyways.
Train wreck. We've just been opening wine.
We have been opening wine. But anyways, welcome to the show tonight. Very first question we got, same question we got for every single guest.
Yep.
That we ever have on Talking Scared. And we're going to talk about Cuddly Creatures. We're going to talk about Mini Minister.
Yeah,
we got a couple
to talk about.
We got a couple things we got to go over first. And number one, I want you to go back to the very beginning, before Cuddly Creatures, before we were making these beautiful mini ministers and many other mini creatures we're going to talk about tonight. What was some of the very first memories that you have of horror, of scary things? What was kind of your start into this path and into this world of all things frightening?
No. The farthest back memory I can have of horror related, I can remember watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when it first came out. My mom and dad made a giant pot of chili, and we proceeded to, enjoy the gore fest. I watched every Freddy Krueger movie the minute it came out. I've always, Halloween's my number one holiday. My birthday's right around there, so I've always been
I like it.
Halloween oriented.
Very cool. Very cool. Now you have your daughter with you this evening too, right?
Yes, this is my youngest daughter. She's also going to be the one to take over my business.
Very cool.
She does base sculpting, and she's taking over my publicity and kind of taking a lot of the load off me so I can just work on the babies.
I like it. All right. So what was your introduction to horror? Did mom strap you down and make you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre when you were 3?
There was no strapping down in it. Like, the farthest back I can remember, I don't remember very much, honestly. So the farthest back I remember is sitting down right in front of my dad's chair with the TV not even 3 feet away from me, just watching every Freddy Krueger movie.
She knew the words to the Freddy Krueger songs
Still do.
before she knew the words to nursery rhymes.
I love it. I love it. That's
and
amazing.
She's actually blonde haired. And when she was little, we would put her hair up in a ponytail, and she would go through the store singing the song and freaking people out.
That's awesome.
That's so that story.
No, that's
why not? That's the best.
That's an amazing story. Don't be ashamed of that story. That's incredible. You were scaring people before you realized you were fucking scaring people, man. That's awesome. What are you talking about? That's all-star level. That is all-star level shenanigans you got going on there. I like it. All right, now
got him going.
Now I was polite enough to warn you all. I gave you a little bit of heads up as to what's going to happen next. I didn't give you the full story, to be honest. Because I never do. But it's time for one of my favorite segments. Battle of the Five is about to go down. I hope you all are ready. All right? And I'm going to explain to everybody out there watching this, maybe never, ever seen the Battle of the Five before, what our lovely ladies have found themselves in this evening. I'm going to present two characters. They could be real. They could be fictional. They could come from video games. They could come from real life. They could come from movies. There's no telling where on earth I've gotten these characters up, where I've brought them in from. But tonight, they're going to do battle in our arena. They're going to fight to the death.
They have to.
Because that's just how it works. And you two lovely ladies are going to pick our winners and losers this evening. So the first question I have for you is, well, are you ready?
Mostly.
Mostly? That's good.
Do it.
That's good. That's better than hell no. All right, so round number one. A little bit of a fun light round to start things off with. We have a slightly new to the kids scene. A new I don't know, a new Steve of Blue Clues. You might say something along those lines.
Not too new, since 2014.
The very interesting and always slightly controversial, if you know too much about him, Blippi makes his debut appearance in the arena, ready to fight to the death. I can see they're confused already. They have no clue who Blippi is. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He is a creepy little character that helps children learn how to do stuff in a very obnoxious voice.
He's not intended to be creepy.
He's not.
He's not intended to be creepy, but he's weird. The little image you see there is him singing the Excavator song.
And you can see how creepy that is, right?
And doing
right. Yeah, right.
All right, so that's Blippi. He is athletic. I will give him that. I've seen a couple episodes where he's pulled off a handstand. He gets around.
He even teaches you how to change your oil because kids need to know that.
Oh, nice.
I'd let my 3-year-old change the oil in my car, no problem. But anyways, our kids love him and adore him, so I had to find somebody appropriate for him to fight to the death in the arena. Somebody that I thought could maybe a little old school versus new school. So his opponent this evening, Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, is going to fight Blippi in a fight to the death.
Rogers, hands down.
I'm just going to go with you on that. I don't know either of them.
Well, Mr. Rogers fought in a war and everything before
that is true. I didn't think about it. Mr. Rogers is actually a certified badass.
Yeah. Why? And that guy with the creepy freaking legs? Like, no way. Like, no.
Could probably choke him out with half his calf.
I like it. I like it. Blippi has been executed by Mr. Rogers.
Bye, Blippi.
Round one is over. Let's get into some more serious fight. Let's get into round two. All right. Now this is we've been doing the Battle of the Five for a long time, and crazy as it sounds, there have been some rivalries between characters that for whatever reason have found themselves fighting each other over and over and over again. And we kind of let this one go for a little while, but we're gonna resurrect it tonight. Round two is gonna be a tough one for you. Stepping into our arena, we have the amazing former champion of the arena, Jason Voorhees, steps into the arena looking to do damage. Got a tough challenge tonight. As a matter of fact, this man's got a brand new movie coming out here real soon. Michael fucking Myers taking on Jason Voorhees in a fight to the death. Who you got this evening? We've stumped him. We win.
I don't know. I think Michael myself. I don't know though. I mean, Jason's died and came back 1,000 times. So even if Michael kills him, he's still not going to be dead.
I think the same could be said for Michael though.
That's true.
Yeah. But unfortunately, when you watch Origins, like you can kind of tell where Michael comes from. He's just a misunderstood kid. Jason's like drowned and freaking electrocuted and shot to space and.
Don't forget
I don't know. I like Michael Myers.
I mean, he could drown him again.
I like it. Michael Myers takes the win this evening. I like it. And that's a story.
A pumpkin on his head and then he can't see.
That is that's a storied rivalry in the arena throughout the history that we've been doing.
They
this,
keep
man.
coming back and battling it out.
Those two have fought and fought and fought, man. I like it. All right, moving on to round three. Round three, again, like I said, if you're unsure on these people, just let me know and I'll give you a little brief description here. But we have stepping into our arena somebody that's been in the arena the past 3 weeks and has not lost yet. Don't let that weigh on your decision. But he has been on quite the roll. Aragon of Lord of the Rings steps back into the arena looking to do some more damage tonight, take out another victim. He's got a tough challenge tonight. Gertlet of the Witch Hunter steps in. Witcher looking. I'm sorry. I said the wrong thing.
It's the Witcher.
Of the Witcher taking on Aragon in a fight to the death. Again, if you need any help, let me know. But who do you got? Who do y'all think out of this battle of swords? Who comes out on top?
I'm gonna go with the first guy.
Aragon, I like it. I like it. Any dispute from the daughter?
I mean, I don't know either of them too well, so I don't really have too much of a say.
Right. But that guy actually looks more scary. This guy's just swinging his sword around like a moron.
I like it. Well said. I love it. Aragon.
No finesse. Watch.
True.
And if you haven't seen the scene from Lord of the Rings, what Aragon is doing right there, he is actually walking into a horde of orcs. Yeah. I mean, a horde of orcs by himself, calm, cool, collected, ready to fucking fight. So definitely, I agree with you. I think Aragon would definitely take the win there. I like it. Good round. All right, so we are moving into round number 4. I promise we're almost out of this arena. We're almost there. Round 4 is a very important round. We do have a current reigning champion of the arena. And each week we decide who will challenge our champion, and that's what round 4 is all about. Whoever you pick to win in round 4 will challenge our champion next week. So I hope you're ready. I introduced you to him a little bit earlier, and those that were watching this last night got to see him in full action. Doom Guy steps back into our arena looking for his first title run.
There's that guy again.
I told you he was coming back. Now this is a demon slayer of demon slayers. He has seen it all, done it all, and shot it all.
He has.
He absolutely has. He is a badass of badasses. He's got a tough challenge, though. I went and found Kratos, the god of war, looking to do battle. Kratos versus Doom Guy. God of War versus the demon slayer himself.
No, God of War. I know Kratos. That one. All the kids have played that one.
Yep.
I love Kratos. It's awesome.
We're going with Kratos?
Kratos won.
Yep.
Oh my
God. Get rid of Doom Guy.
I'm so disappointed. I thought tonight was Doom Guy's night for sure.
It's definitely Kratos' time, and he's a god. So
all right.
It makes sense.
Unfortunately, I knew God of War, and I didn't know the other one, so...
I don't know Doom Guy that well, but I know for a fact that Kratos can heal himself, and with enough pent-up anger, he could do anything.
That's it. I'm sending them Doom Guy highlights at the end of this show. It's happening for sure. But anyways, Kratos wins. Kratos will challenge our champion next week, but it's time to figure out exactly who that champion is going to be, because it is title round time. Final round tonight, round 5. Let me introduce you to our current reigning and defending champion. Spawn steps back into our arena, sitting upon his throne, ready to hopefully possibly defend his title tonight. He does have a tough challenge, though.
He does.
We're going back to Lord of the Rings. This is the man that won the #1 contender fight last week. Gandalf the Grey, wizard versus like weird demon lord, demon guys, kind of anti-hero dude. Gandalf the Grey versus Spawn, fight to the death. Who we got?
Gandalf.
Yeah.
Anything's possible with some wands and some magic.
All right.
He's gonna turn him into a newt.
Just like that, we have
Gandalf is the winner.
We have a new champion. Gandalf is now our new champion.
Gandalf the Grey.
Gandalf the Grey, that is correct. I guess we got to be a little more specific with it there.
Because there's white.
I like it. As much as I can like it. Man. Spawn lost and Doom Guy lost tonight. That's not how I saw this evening going. But it is what it is. Thank you all so much for playing. We hope you had a little fun with the Battle of the Five. I know it's a little different. It can be a little odd, but it is what it is. It's Talking Scared. It's our thing. So anyway, we're done with all the nonsense. I promise. No more shenanigans. No more weird games. It's time to get to know you two. Well, there's always little shenanigans. But it's time to get to know you all a little bit better. And more importantly, get to know Cuddly Creatures a whole lot better. So I wanna start off, actually, I'm gonna switch back over here, because I want to, Trish, if you can, show off Mini Minister a little bit. This is one that you just did for us, and I want you to know personally, thank you. Absolutely amazing. I'm
really glad you would like him.
I love him. There is so much intricate detail just on the face alone. Not even getting into the outfitting. I know I asked a lot of you at times to squeeze into that tiny little face there, and you nailed it. You absolutely drilled it, killed it out of the park.
He was a birthday gift.
He was a birthday gift, and he is absolutely amazing. He's going to be a big part of the show. We got some plans for him, some cool little segments that'll be just him being him.
Mini Minister.
And maybe even the minister interviewing Mini Minister on an episode of Talking Scared. I'm not quite sure I'm going to pull that off yet, but I'm going to figure it out. But before we talk about Mini Minister, let's talk about the origins of Cuddly Creatures. How did you come up with this idea? I mean, at what point did you go, let's make really weird dolls?
No.
But it
tells
some story.
It doesn't.
It does.
So I love collecting zombie babies.
Okay.
I was going on eBay and stuff and finding zombie dolls, and I would order them. The more I ordered them, the worse they looked. And with me being creative and doing the other creative things that I do, my husband told me that I should quit, ordering them and make my own. So he took me to the craft store. We went and purchased, a couple of little things just to kind of try it out. The first doll that I made actually bounced around for a minute. It went to family. It came back to family. Yeah, tragedy.
No. You made 2 different ones for your first ones. Or are we not talking the first completed ones? Because the first ones we started, I don't even remember that.
Okay. I'm talking about tragedy. So the first one I made, it was kind of like, not bad. I really enjoyed it though. And I learned how to do guts and everything.
Okay.
So that kind of opened the door for it. But then after that, every time I made a doll, they sold. My good friend Andy, I used to work with her. She would come in and at work and work on her she did notebooks and greeting cards and jewelry and stuff. And I would bring in a doll and some clay, and I would, you know, sit there and create. And finally, she talked me into doing a craft show with her. And we did the first craft show. What? Right there. So we did the first craft show. It was all right. My dolls really sold.
Good.
That got me out there. And then I did a few more, and the orders started coming in. And I kind of gotten away from doing my own original dolls and more into the mini personas.
Which is awesome.
A customer started me out with Psycho.
Okay.
And she was actually really cool, because I told her, I said, I've never done anything like this. I don't know if I can do it. But I'll try. I ended up doing Psycho. I ended up doing Flinch. I ended up doing Ickies. Along the way, I met Fetters. I got his babies going, and that was the beginning of the mini personas.
Very cool.
Since then, what were sorry?
The first one.
Well,
come on, that was a vital part of it.
No, absolutely. Let's hear about the first, the first mini persona.
So I don't know if it was the first. I don't really remember the orders of these, but the first time we went with a big group of clowns and persona people that we kind of started sponsoring, we basically had a nightmare. We had a lot of troubles. I'm not going to list names. There's a reason I didn't say that.
No. Once I started sponsoring, we did run into a couple of issues there. And I don't discuss it, but I mean, there have been issues along the way.
Yeah.
People don't realize all my dolls were made from 100% recycled material.
That's awesome.
Mini Minister cool. Right there with you. The red was actually an old dress shirt. The black was dress.
No, that is cool as hell.
The doll itself they're old porcelain dolls.
Yeah.
I take them, I sculpt, I base sculpt them. My daughter actually base sculpts them for me. So she gets the clay on there, gets it going.
Should I just show?
Yeah, she's actually working on one right now that she can show you.
Nice.
So she gets the basis going for me, and then I come along and I put the features in and everything. But everything's recycled.
That's very cool.
Some of the personas I do are better on play dolls because they have the complete plastic body. So if you don't wear a shirt or anything, or if you wear like a vest, it's easier to do it on a play baby than it is a porcelain, because porcelains, their bodies go halfway down their arms.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do, skin arms if it kind of's got that seam in the middle.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's been people that didn't care for their babies on the play babies, which, that's fine. I guarantee my dolls 100%. If you're not happy with it, I will trash it and start over. I've had to a couple of times without a problem. My goal is to make sure that the baby that you get is the baby that you ordered.
Very cool.
Tell you what, I don't know if anybody noticed in the intro clip for Cuddly Creatures, he's identical.
Yeah.
He is identical to the minister.
How come no one's such a word from that?
Yeah, let's, so I want to, I'm going to let Trish show off. So that's the mask right there. And I want one particular thing about this that I was very impressed with. So on the minister's mask, you can see it a little bit right there, is just the Illumahante engraving. That was
it's a mini minister.
That was it's probably honestly damn near impossible to see. We'll do a close-up photo of it later on and post it in the comments. But she got
everything that's on him is on him.
The same markings.
So much, and it looks so amazing.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely phenomenal work.
I have to tell you, that writing along the edge of that mask, there were a couple of times I was literally like, I cannot fit this on here.
Yeah.
There is no human way to shrink this down.
Make it that small.
To size.
But it's
Finally,
there.
I ended up using a stick pen, and that's what I carved it in with, so you could actually see it.
Very cool.
Master got carved with a stick pin. He's
Very
a
cool.
voodoo doll.
I like it. I like it. So now I want to talk about, obviously, don't give away your secrets too awfully much as to how you're creating these babies, but if you don't mind, kind of walk us through the process a little bit of this particular baby. From we get the photo and we get the basic idea, what's kind of the procedure? How do these babies come to life?
Okay, so your wife contacted me, and we talked about making the mini minister. At the time that she contacted me, I kind of did something really special. When we first started talking, I let her know that my orders are anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks out. Mm-hmm. She had 2 dates that she wanted it done by. She sent me a couple of pictures. We ended up going with the 1 date. With her sending me the pictures, I start gathering my materials. So secondhand stores, I've got totes of material everywhere because, you know, everybody just loves to give people stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I started gathering up the material. Then I wanted to find the doll. I tried to go with the shape of the doll's original head to kind of keep down on the clay itself. I found the doll that I liked. So we base sculpt it. My daughter comes in and she basically smushes a ton of clay on the face. I take your pictures, I blow them up, I make a collage so I can see the different aspects that I need to see. Then I carry this wonderful, strange looking little baby everywhere I go. If I'm sitting at the doctor's office, I'm sitting there with a creepy little baby half sculpted. If I'm, you know, sitting in a parking lot waiting for one of my kids, I'm sculpting or sewing or, you know, you name it. Once he is sculpted and I'm okay with it, I send pictures, I let you see it, make sure you're okay with it. Once I get that okay, he goes to be cured. Now it takes about 2 days to make sure that the clay is completely hardened and I don't have to worry about any cracking or any temperature changes or anything like that. Once he's ready to be painted, then I get to the fun part of mixing paints and borrowing my daughter's paints and you know, trial and error. The color on the mask was amazing. You can't just walk into any hobby store and get that color. So I got to play around with it until I found one that matched as close as I could get it to the picture.
Very cool.
And he really does too.
Yeah. The neat thing about that one is with the engraving, it actually had to have that painted first and then the full color and then the shading and everything on top of that.
Very cool.
While he's in between stages of drying, I'm sewing. And then once his face is to where I like it, again, I send pictures. I make sure that you see pretty much every step of the way, unless it's a step that I'm completely 100% on, and then I'll just go ahead.
Okay.
But then I start sewing the costume. Once the costume's sewn, the baby's usually sealed by then. Then I get the joy of putting it into the costume and hoping like hell it fits.
Sure.
Trial and error.
You can't take the credit for trying to fit them in the clothes.
There have been instances where I'm not sure what happens. I guess the material shrinks as I sew it. But I have had to have my daughter literally, I don't know, her magic and fit these poor dolls into these costumes.
I like it.
I know how to do that.
Bending the arms on a porcelain doll is the most scary, exciting thing in the world because you never know if it's going to snap off. So, but she's got a knack for squishing them in there for me, and I've had her hold the material while I've done the back seam and hope like hell it didn't pop the front seam, and we've had a lot of learning experiences along the way. So
now, how many times in dressing these cute little creepy things have you just gotten all out angry with these little bitty dolls?
Have you cussed any of them? Did you cuss Mini Minister at any point in time?
That writing on the mask.
Yeah.
I had to set him down and just be like, I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna just walk away for a minute.
Listen, fool.
Yeah, walk away from you.
I love it.
You know,
that's amazing.
I did ickies back in the day for my one favorite customer, and I don't know if you know ickies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Dead City Collective.
Oh yeah.
Or he was. I don't know now. He wears a long leather trench coat.
Yeah.
On the back of the trench coat is his name in embroidered. In hindsight, I could have cheated and painted it on. It probably would have saved me about 750 holes.
Oh, God bless your soul.
But instead, I embroidered on the back of this teeny tiny itty bitty leather jacket his name the exact way that he had it.
All of that for him.
I take and cut corners on things like that. I don't. I'm a stickler for, if it's embroidery, then it's going to be embroidery.
Yeah.
Patches and stuff on a lot of the clowns' jackets and vests I have to paint on, simply because if I were to embroidery them, you wouldn't be able to figure out what it was because they're so small.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But I try to keep it as on point as I possibly can.
Very cool. Very cool. What has been, now obviously we don't need to count Mini Minister. We know he was your favorite that you've ever done. But putting him aside, what has been a couple of your more favorite ones that obviously you love all of your babies, but what have been some of the more special ones that you've really enjoyed putting together?
Do you have a picture of my logo?
Mm-hmm.
In the very center of my logo is a maggot baby.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
I love the maggot baby.
Her name was Maggie Maggots. She was the first one that I did in my line of maggot babies. A very dear friend of mine, babies. Shannon Justice, has her now. She's an artist. I actually have her drawn on my wall in colored pencils. She's in the center of my logo.
Sweet little maggot baby.
She's the one doll that I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of.
She's in good hands.
Fetters, Sicken and Scurvy, Trumbles the Clown. I still love making their babies. Fetters is green and black and white, and it's green and is my favorite color, so it's like one of my go-to babies. Sicken and Scurvy are pink and purple.
Yeah.
And
love Sicken and Scurvy.
Right. Like who doesn't? And they're such a great combo that every time I make their dolls, it's literally just like a happy spot, They've come, I sponsor them. They've come and hung out with us at shows that we've done, and
nice.
Every time that we have, it's just been a great day overall.
Very cool.
But I think my number one all-time favorite baby was my baby Bird. My last name is Bird. I have 4 kids, and I made a baby black raven. and I called him Baby Bird.
Oh,
very cool.
I posted pictures of him twice, and he is mine. He's on my curio cabinet. Every time I look at him, it's just a big happy spot for me.
Very cool.
The first and only baby that I did with feathers, right? Full feather coverage.
Full is definitely the
I
only
think
one
so.
like
I think
you've done some with feathers, but not full like that.
yeah,
one.
he's full feather coverage.
Very cool. Very cool. I like it. I like it. Now, the last question I have before we start getting into some of the closing questions. So the minister has a reputation. It is regretfully not the best reputation. He's found himself in some shady joints at times. Okay. And not always been a gentleman per se. So I want to know, while you were creating Mini Minister, did you have any issues of like the spirit of the minister showing up and just kind of fucking with things, or just being an asshole in general? I mean, you're creating this mini version of himself, and he doesn't usually take kindly to people doing stuff like that. So I was just curious. He didn't mess with you while you were creating this at all, right?
Well, ironically, I have a few
You fucking did. God damn it.
in my house that have their own personality. And I know while we were making the minister that we probably had
You put out a lot of light bulbs.
like 13 light bulbs in a week.
yep.
I think it was less than a week.
Was it less than a week?
I think it was 5 days, and then it stopped for a day.
Yeah. But
So 5 days, huh?
go through that sometimes anyhow. I do have a couple of haunted babies that I do take care of, and they get a little finicky sometimes. So maybe he was just making new friends. I'm not sure, but
if you've ever had a baby that came through,
starts slamming, it's not me. I don't guarantee any of my dolls to be haunted. So
well,
that's on you.
But we also don't guarantee them to be not haunted.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't. They're recycled. I mean, I don't know. You know, I
you
did
know
have-
that one of.
I did have a client get back a hold of me and ask me straight out if his doll was haunted.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, I
Maybe.
personally didn't haunt it. It is a recycled doll. And then he proceeded to kind of fill me in on some things that were going on. His doll won't stay on the shelf. So that doll might have went home with a friend or two, I don't know, but
Very
it's
cool.
not guaranteed, and I definitely don't promote it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll tell you what, if there was ever a baby that came through with a bad attitude attached to it, I promise it was the
It's
Minister
probably
of
him.
Darkness.
oh,
That's not his. He's
well,
not
I know he
friendly.
gave us problems. He gave us fits with his costume for sure.
I love it.
Daggone it, Minister.
I love it. Good job, man. Doing your thing, being who you're supposed to be. It's crazy, like we say it jokingly, but almost every time that he makes there's a public appearance of him, or even just doing a show with him.
I had one of my psychic friends from Maine on our show, and the whole screen just went purple and would not let her talk to us.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So it's definitely. I mean, not. Spoiler alert: the Minister of Darkness is definitely a made-up character, but it's
Yes.
just fucking weird sometimes that.
The shit that comes around.
Yeah, when
you talk
he's
about it.
whenever he's around, it's you just never know what type of day it's going to be.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
The markings on his face, did you actually look those up, or did you just draw them for the fun of it?
Some of them, the majority of them have been looked up. We do know what a good chunk of them mean. We worked with the mask creator, who did a phenomenal job with it.
I
worked
really
with
wish
him.
I could show you the original Minister mask right now. We're
Yeah.
still working on picking it up because we have it shadow boxed and we made it to where nobody can wear it anymore.
None.
We
He
have.
is 2.0.
I understand sometimes when I'm putting on the mask that there's a lot of symbolism in there, and we haven't had any real demons pop up recently. So that's
crossed.
good. But you never know. You never know. And the whole idea actually behind the Minister of Darkness is actually, it's kind of pure, really, in what he is supposed to be. The whole origin story of the creature is originally kind of being a priest, and he couldn't deal with the corruption and the different stuff he was seeing in the church. And honestly, it's not too far of a stretch from a true story as to what I've experienced with the church. It stops there.
Of course, all this is not a part of the original story.
That's not the original. But we kind of took that story further, and he got tired of it, so he's constantly skinning the face of different priests or reverends or anybody that hasn't lived up to his standard, and constantly carving new symbols and constantly looking for new faces. And that's kind of what he does. So the face that he has here...
He's an entity himself.
It's also recycled. It's a recycled face.
Yeah.
It's all coming around the second time. Just, used to be on somebody else's face.
Yeah.
So that's kind of his origin story and what he's all about. And somehow that's turned into him just really honestly being an asshole. For the most part. Is what he does anymore. So very cool. Well, let's talk about the future of Cuddly Creatures. What's kind of going on? I know you talked about some shows that you go to. Do you have any conventions or anything like that on the map this year?
Yep. So we started sponsoring haunt personas, businesses that's related to the haunt, mask makers, graphic artists, stuff like that. So we're starting networking within the haunt family community. I'm trying to kind of start tying them all together so they have a go-to.
Okay.
So they're not, out there on their own trying to do it by themselves. I have a lot of wonderful personas that I sponsor. From the sponsorship, I will be in Texas at the end of July. I will be at the Texas Haunt Con.
Very cool. Very cool.
It's Texas, I think. I'm going to go down there, and I get to meet Chaos and the Unright family down there.
Very cool. You're going to love them. You're going to love them.
At the Creepy Con in Knoxville in August. I get to meet, I'm hoping to meet like my Carolinas and my Pennsylvanias and all them down there. There's another one that I'm looking at doing in Indiana.
Very cool.
In October, and that one, I don't have the name of right offhand, but I do I do the regular shows close to home. I do the Hearst Fest. I do the haunted garage sale. I do the spookier shows. A lot of my clientele know where to find me, so they will come and meet me there and pick up their dolls, or pick up a new and original Cuddly Creature. So we have a lot of shows. It starts in July and goes until November, doesn't it?
I think we might have one in December.
One in December? We might have. I think we have a Krampus show in December.
Very cool. So full schedule.
So we're going to be out there moving around and meeting.
Now, you may not realize this, but you've actually stomped around the minister's playground a little bit before you probably even realized it. I noticed somebody else that you've been working with a little bit, at least here recently.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Experienced Terror Team has entered your list of organizations that you work with and have some sponsorships working with. Piggy and CJ and all the people down there.
Yep.
All right. So I am very, very good friends with Piggy. CJ is an awesome fellow. I love him to death. And a lot of other people that have been very crucial in what was a growing time for the minister. And nice. CJ was very crucial in that aspect. He helped out a lot with some stuff. The minister was formerly a member of Experienced Terror Team. Stepped away from it for no bad reasons. It was just time to time to move on to other things. But the very last thing that I did with Experienced Terror Team as the minister was legendary. You'll have to, if you ever have Piggy one-on-one, you got to ask him about it. Make him show you the video.
The minister and the pig ate a spider.
Yeah, Piggy is terrified of spiders. He's absolutely terrified of them.
Oh God!
And I had a bet going between him and another member of Experienced Terror Team over some live videos we were doing, seeing who could get the most views. And Piggy lost. And his punishment for losing was eating a dehydrated tarantula that I sent to him. And I'll give the pig his credit.
He did eat it.
He got through it. He got it down.
Nice.
I've never heard a pig squeal so much before in my life. It was
great. He did not get it down as well as the minister did. The minister ate it like an absolute boss. It was just done and gone. The pig squealed and squealed and squealed, and is probably still squealing to this day. But no, have a lot of love for Experienced Terror Team and what CJ is trying to accomplish over there. So I was very excited to see that. That was some home origins for the minister. He really had some growing over there, and that was probably the height of the live feeds that he was doing there for a while. It's slowed down a little bit since then.
And then he ghosted like Brock Lesnar, man.
Yeah, but we're definitely getting him back into the game a little bit more, especially now with Mini Minister. He's been very inspiring and gotten me pushing to want to do some more stuff like that with him. And we will be doing that. And that's something else that I love about these little mini babies. And I'm sure you realize this. It can be inspiring for those to see, their character, who they came up with, and the hard work they've put into it, and then to see this little mini version of it. And it's so cool. I love what you're doing, Jenny. I absolutely love it to death. Keep doing what you're doing, and keep doing it with the love and the passion that you're doing it with. And I got one last thing that I have to do tonight. And this part, I know you thought the Battle of the Five was weird. And I know I told you there was no more shenanigans.
There's one more shenanigan.
There is a little bit more. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. This is a toilet brush. 100%.
It is.
100%. It's a very special toilet brush. It's been through a lot. It's been through a lot of shit. Honestly. Maybe not the shit you're thinking of.
Not that kind of shit.
I'll explain. Number one, Kim Bark Cemetery did an amazing job with our holder of the toilet brush now.
And if you stick with us till the end, you'll see a cartoon made about the
toilet brush. Yes, there is a little cartoon. But what this is this honestly it's a standard. It's a symbol of what we here at Haunted Honeymooners believe in and what we're trying to accomplish. So this toilet brush, long story short, was given to us by a haunt actor friend of ours because we made fun of him for over a year for getting scared of a toilet brush.
And if you're curious about the exact moment that we received it, it's in our intro.
It is in the intro. But he got scared. The toilet brush fell off a washing machine and caused him
a little girl
to run out of his haunted attraction in full costume, screaming, genuinely scared because of the toilet brush. So we made fun of him for a long time about it, and it's turned into something now. And now what it is we try and talk people into letting us scrub their faces with our toilet brush on Facebook Live and becoming what we so lovingly call a Night of the Cleaners of Shit. And what our nights stand for is, well, the haunt community being what it should. And that's an example to everyone else as to what communities should be. And the reason we chose a toilet brush is, regretfully, just like in any community, you're going to have your bad apple. You're going to have somebody that wants to come and put a nasty little skid mark on the side of our haunt community. And our nights won't stand for it. When that happens, these toilet brushes rise high, and we scrub that skid mark off of there, and we move forward with our shiny white porcelain bowl. So I'm going to ask both of you, because I think you meet the criteria, you meet the standards. We're actually going to have Mini Minister do this nighting tonight. If you are ready, would you like to join our family, and become a Knight of the Cleaners of Shit?
Most definitely.
I love it. I love it. Welcome, Cuddly Creatures as a whole to the cult, to the family. Let go of it. Even the mini version of him.
Take that brush to that baby. I was sitting here, you're talking about this brush, and she's holding that baby. I'm literally like, oh my God, there's no way he's gonna do this.
No,
like,
no.
Never hurt the baby.
I was so scared. Like, after that, you could have probably got away with anything. Like, I would have been okay with it.
Never gonna hurt the baby. The baby's actually going
not.
to Frighteningly Metal Fest with us down in Florida. So
yeah, he's gonna have a good time, up there. So again, thank you. Number one, thank you so much for being a part of this. Before we let you go, as we do with every single nighting, every single guest, I'm going to turn the show over to you for the last part to get in any last little minute shameless plugs, thank you, shout outs, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. Where can people get a hold of you to get their own baby made? This is your time. This is your time for the shameless promos and plugs. Take it home.
That's all you
Okay, so you can reach Cuddly Creatures on Facebook. Under Cuddly Creatures, it ends with the Z. You can find us on Instagram, same thing, TikTok. We have a website. It's www.cuddlycreatures.jimdo.com. You can go there. We can get you started on your own personal baby. We're going to be supplying a lot of dolls out there for a lot of haunts.
Very
and
cool.
A lot of the sponsored clowns. You can order their dolls. Just go to the website.
Love it.
Find
Very
them
cool.
there. They're available to order. So hit us up. We'll
Very
get
cool.
you started.
Absolutely. And everybody that's watching live, make sure that you go over to Cuddly Creatures, give them a like, give them a follow. And those that are watching afterwards, do the same thing, man. As soon as this video's over, make sure you go over there, show them some support, maybe even send them a creepy message or something, and fuck with their heads.
Go get you a baby.
Whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I can't stop you.
He has his own little birth certificate saying that he's 2 pounds and 1 ounce.
He does.
Yep.
He does. We're going to put some meat on them bones. But anyways, hey, thank you both so much for being a part of our show and doing what you do. Absolutely love it to death. It's such a cool ass concept and simply amazing. And you both of you.
Well, thank you for doing what you do, because otherwise I wouldn't have the dolls to make.
Hey, that's we try our best. And I'm sorry about all the light bulbs. That's
Bad minister.
It's probably my bad. All right, well, we're going to let them get out of here. And as we do every single night, we are spotlighting right now Happy Hour Homicide and their song Shadow Valley of Death. You heard it, a little taste of it in the lobby. We're going to play the whole thing for you, that whole music video. This will be the last time on this particular go-around before we have a new band that we spotlight. Next week, of course, all these bands are going to be at Frighteningly Metal Fest 2 in Florida at Creepy Hollow Woods. So make sure you're there and checking them out. Tickets are on sale right now. That's my shameless plug. www.thehauntedhoneymooners.com. Go ahead.
And don't forget, we are doing a charity event all day tomorrow. Every
All day
live
long.
feed, any stars that are sent go directly to the Santa Rosa's Kids House. And any stars sent during this feed today also will go to Santa Rosa Kids House.
All right, so make sure you click that star button. Send some love up for the Santa Rosa Kids House. Let's try and get as much love and support as we possibly can. And here we go. Shadow Valley of Death. Shallow Valley. I'm sorry. I'm getting corrected. My bad. I apologize. I'm going to get yelled at after the show. I can feel it already. Anyways, Shallow Valley of Death from Happy Hour Homicide. Cuddly Creatures, thank you all so much. You all have an amazing, amazing evening. And, folks, here you go. Trish, tell them bye.
Bye.